Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for our Gurukula sessions. And today is Tuesday. We have a story session. And as we're continuing, we'll study the episodes of Mahabharata. So one of the important thing to study the scriptures are we get to know how the Lord functions. Mhm. Bhagavad Gita gives the philosophy about the Lord's nature and then the world's nature and everything. But Bhagavatam or all other episodes, Ramayana, Mahabharata, they demonstrate those principles. How Lord is so kind, how Lord is so strict against the demons, how he is so loving for his devotees, or how he is equal to all. Right? And that's what that gives us a faith on those amazing principles given in Bhagavad Gita and all other philosophical presentations of the world of the Lord. So that's what it's important to know about the great characters. And then another interesting thing, how the devotees they lead their life. We all also want to become a devotees now. We are also practicing. So who is a devotee? What is their nature? How do they function? How they respond to, like we're reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit also, right? How Srila Prabhupada is responding to the difficulties and adversities. So all those things we get to learn, and then we also understand, right? And we can also take our baby steps, right? So that we can also please the Lord and become a good servant. So let's see this episode of, especially now we're reading about Bhima's episode. He's got into the underwater thrown by Duryodhan and Dushasan, and how amazingly now Lord is helping it out. Let us begin with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Jagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanutamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Oh, right here. Keep a mute, Prahlad bro. Sound is coming.
Sorry.
Writings, Mahabharata. So part 1, Duryodhana begins his evil schemes. You all are able to see, right? So I will read out now. Yeah, is it visible? The book is visible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So fine. Yeah, here we were reading, right? So anyone knows very interesting lesson we noted last week's reading. This Bhima's dealing while drinking the pot. Anyone noted? Anyone remember? Very important point.
Prabhuji, before eating, he will pray to a Lord, Prabhuji.
Very nice, very nice. Right? He did not drank immediately, offering to Krishna, correct? He did not drank immediately. Oh, very nice. Just let me put in mouth now. Right? He folded his palms. He prayed to the Lord, and then he drank whole huge part. Right. So that's what interesting point. Yeah. Thank you. So where is that comes? Yeah, here it comes. Yeah. So seeing Vasuki, let us gems and golds. Yeah. Bhima invited. Bhima sat facing east, and as he always did before eating or drinking, offered prayers to the Lord. Then he lifted one of the large pots and then gulped it down. The Nagas watched in amazement as Bhima drank 8 pots of the divine elixir. That elixir means the drink. Okay. So the wine and all this worldly, that is intoxication. Okay, that makes one lose practically one's good control. But these drinks are makes one completely more powerful in their strength and their intelligence and then the powers. Okay, so sometimes we read like, but who else drinks? Anyone knows? Another personality, he also drinks, but that is a good drink. He's also known for famous for drinking. Yeah, demigods, yeah, drink, yeah, correct. But any other personality? One more. Demigods, they drink the heavenly elixir, yeah. That is Shiva also drink, yeah, okay. Correct. Shiva drinks halal. That's not appreciated by all. Only Shiva, that is kept only for Shiva. Balramji. Correct. Balramji drinks Varuni. So people think, Are, see, gods are doing, we can also do, but no. They don't lose their control, and neither that is intoxicating. Okay. So we have to understand what we can do and what we should not do. So sometimes people, they say that Shiva did these things, we can also. So Shiva drank halal, you can also drink halal. Right? No, we should not. So last time I was saying also how once I also drank unknowingly, how it created such effect. Even the most powerful among them would not have been capable of such a feat. So drinking 8 pots, even the Nagas amongst them were not possible for any of them. But then after Bhima had satisfied himself with the rasa, he again felt drowsy. Vasuki offered him a celestial bed, and the prince lay down. So you see, even in the underwater also there is a bed, there is a chambers, that is a waterproof bed. You can sleep, you can stay, you can eat. Water will not come in between of the river water also. So civilization is there, exists also underwater also. He remained in deep sleep for 8 days as his body assimilated the rasa. 8 days at a stroke, he continuously fast sleep. On the 9th day, he awoke, feeling strong beyond measure. So, anyone knows last week important point we read about the drink, the most powerful drink, which I think none of you mentioned. Demigod drink, Balramji drinks, but another important drink we discussed last week, which every one of us should openly drink.
Harinam.
Yes. Nectar of holy name, chanting the names, that is also drink. Drink as much as nectar of holy names. That will keep one fully beyond the measures, one will feel strong. As Bhima felt with this eight pots of this elixir he drank, he felt so much. Yeah. So the holy name makes one completely fearless, as much as or more powerful than what this drink can make one. So Bhima slept for 8 days, and 9th day he got his powers and things unmeasurably. The Nagas told him that the rasa had given him the strength of 10,000 elephants. So Prahlad was crushed under elephants, but nothing happened. See, that is a drink of Namamrit. So Bhima got the strength, physical strength of 10,000 elephants. He would now be invincible in battle. Vasuki told Bhima to bathe in the nearby sacred waters of Mandakini, then dress himself in the robes of the Naga king had brought for him. He should then quickly return to his home, as his kinsfolk were in much anxiety about him. So, this is an amazing hospitality and reception offered to Bhima, the descendants. So, that is actually a power. When we also continue very properly our life, our ancestors and especially the all the Guru Parampara, they also bless us. Continue very nicely, very good child, continue. So here Bhima was kind of in a blood relationship with these people, Nagas and all. But we continue our spiritual journey. Our connection with Guru Parampara also will give us the strength and protection. Go on. And what is a proof? Anyone knows what is a proof? The protection coming from Guru Parampara, blessings coming from Guru Parampara. To go on. Don't be fearful. We are there with you. What is a proof? Many answers are coming now. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada was in Jaladuta. Whole Guru Parampara, not only Guru Parampara, whole Dashavdaras of the Supreme Lord directly got manifested there to give the assurance to Srila Prabhupada that we are there with you, don't worry. So this is a power. But if not, if we don't use the things and we don't take a step from our side, then we lose that great blessings and mercy. So Bhima, because of his connection and things, he got so much gifts and benedictions, and now his strength was so powerful, invincible in battle. Nobody can stand against him now. Right. So this is amazing power of our ancestors we get. After he bathed and eaten in the celestial food the Nagas provided, Bhima, dressed in white silkskin and gold ornaments, was laid to the river. They entered with Bhima, and within moments they brought him out of the water near the place where he had been pushed in. Filled with wonder, Bhima ran back to Hastinapur. Right, second chance, you can say. Second chance. In the city, Kunti saw her son arrives back without Bhima. The other princes were surprised that he was not already there. So now this is a episode happening that time. They had assumed he must have gone ahead without them. Duryodhana and Dushasan feigned concern, but secretly they rejoiced, thinking Bhima to be dead and gone. The virtuous-minded Yudhishthir believed that others were as honest as he was. Suspecting nothing, he told his mother, "We searched for Bhima in the gardens and mansions for a long time. We went into the woods and called out for him. Finally, we concluded he must have already left." So virtuous-minded Yudhishthir, he was very, very noble soul. Yudhishthir became fearful. Perhaps Bhima had been killed. Kunti shared his fears and she asked him again to go to the mansion with his brothers and search for the missing Bhima. So this is another interesting thing we get to know. Even in the royal families, the rich families, the quarrels and the fights and then the threats are there, right? So it's not that material world, if you are rich, if you belong to the royal family, all problems will be gone. So they are the king's family, the royal family, but you still see so much envy and so much fights and so much threats are happening now. This is the nature of the material world. When her sons left, she summoned Vidur and said, "O wise one, I am afraid for Bhima's safety. He did not return with the others. I often see an evil look in Duryodhana's eyes." Our eyes speaks more louder than our body and words and actions. By looking at the person's eyes, immediately we can understand what's going on in the mind of the person. That is actually the power. And especially being a woman, they have a special sixth sense. They can immediately sense the person's mind. What is he thinking about? And then normally also the person's eyes, like let's say his lips are kind of brownish in the sense his face is kind of wrinkled and all, means he has a habit of smoking, drinking, complete things goes off. Eyes become red hot completely because he drinks and things. These are the effect comes. And especially one has a fear, if somebody has done a wrong, and then he's trying to hide now, and then he's trying to show off to others that as if like nothing has happened, then that get registered and becomes visible through eyes. Right? You have seen in the movies or things they show, when the police comes, hey, who has done this? Then the one who has done, his eyes becomes little unsteady. He looks here, there, shakes here, there. So Prabhupada narrates on Akbar Birbal story also, how Birbal was intelligent to detect among multiple duplicates who is exactly one, because he was looking towards all others. So this eyes speaks. Through eyes we get to know. That's a spiritual master. He glances on our eyes, and through eyes he looks into our heart also, what's going on inside. So Mother Kunti could sense that Duryodhana's eyes looks like a kind of evil plan. I know he's filled with a malice toward Bhima. Perhaps he has killed him. And that was a fact, isn't it? What Kunti is guessing is actually a fact. So we'll just read for one more paragraph. Kunti hoped Vidur would give her solace. His words were always deeply considered and comforting. So Vidur was a well-wisher for Pandavas especially. He was a well-wisher for Duryodhana and the Dhritarashtra also, but they never took him in that way. Vidur did not disappoint her. He replied, do not think in this way, O gentle lady. The great Rishi Vyasadeva has said that your sons will be long-lived. His words can never be false, nor indeed can those of the gods who have predicted a great future for your sons. This is called as a faith on the words of the great souls. So externally, the situation may look like, but then because that is a word, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu promised, that movement will go for 10,000 years, and every town and village, the holy name will be spreaded. And Prabhupada had that great faith. People were thinking, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prithvi te aate. Prithvi means they thought maybe India, maybe Bengal, maybe some places in India. Prabhupada had a full faith. Prithvi means the world, the planet, the whole earth, the holy name will be chanted. And because of Srila Prabhupada's faith, so you see how much Prabhupada could go on, and then today practically, recently we had a book distribution scores presentation and all. So many countries, New Zealand, Africa, America, Australia, Brazil, Europe, Russia, so many corners, every corner of the world, the books are being distributed. Who made that? Srila Prabhupada. Right? Because Srila Prabhupada had a full faith. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, the going to happen means it will happen. We have to take our step, be as an instrument, and see how beautifully the things will come up. So Vidur was fully confident. Do not worry, Kunti. The things are going to set right. Don't be fearful. The sages have predicted, and the gods have given the good future. So your son will be safe. So how it happens further, and how Bhima revives back, and how they meet together, and how further plans of Duryodhana and all comes up, that we'll study in the next week. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So these 2-3 important points, I hope all of us we noted. So the mercy of our ancestors. Bhima was connected with the Nagas. So he got so many good gifts and support. Right. And then another thing we saw just now about the faith. And then the eyes, especially eyes look also we saw. So what is there in the heart gets reflected from the outlet through our eyes. It comes out. So if you're confident, we'll be straight looking, and with a proper focus will be there. But if you're doubtful, if you're fearful, if you've done something wrong and we want to hide, then eyes will not face eye to eye contact. One will not be able to stand. So that directly shows that something has done wrong. So how it happens? Because super soul is in the heart. He gives us that kind of a fear and conscience accordingly. So Mother Kunti could detect the eyes of Duryodhana, and she could sense that he looks like a evil. He has done something. And then we saw Vidura's fate. Thank you all very much for joining and giving the Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you.